Hello there Malaysia, this is Gerryko here and this is a way they made production. Today is the 2nd of August 2014. It's a Saturday and it's 6:45 p.m. So this video is about making a dish called peanuts with fried anchovies and belacan. Supposed to be in Penang today actually for the cosplay gathering, but I'm not because I'm lazy. So first off, we have what should we do? Peanuts you can get anywhere. Peanuts you can wash it in the water. It might become soft, so don't wash it too much. And if you think that peanuts is supposed to be crunchy, then you can crunch it up by roasting it to get the moisture out of the peanuts and therefore making it crunchy, or you can fry it. I have not seen much frying of peanuts before, not at all. This is the first time I'm seeing peanuts being fried. Normally it's always being roasted in the oven. Then we have the anchovies. That is anything that's small fry or small fishes. Anchovies are small fishes from the sea. They are from salt water, they are not from fresh water. Fresh water, it means in the rivers and tributaries and dams and water that is not salty. That's the meaning of fresh water, just in case you don't know. So you can buy your anchovies in packets, dried, and normally it's quite salty, so you might want to wash it in or soak it in water. And after soaking out, take it out and let it dry for a while. And you want to make it crunchy, then you can fry it just like the peanuts. Just fry it until it's crunchy. And I'm hungry. I did not eat lunch today. And what other ingredients are there? There are some onions. Then there's some garnishing cilantro. Is it called cilantro? Or is this, there's some other name for this one? Is it Chinese parsley? In Malay, is it called daun kumbar? Daun ketumbar. It has a parsley smell and taste to it. The other ingredients would be this one, asam water. You take some asam pieces which you can buy anywhere, put it in water, and that's to complement the belacan. What is belacan? Belacan is a mixture of dried chilies and what?
Sambal.
Huh? This is sambal.
Yeah, it's a sambal.
So this is a sambal. Sambal is a mixture of belacan, onions,
chili,
and dried chili, which has been softened by soaking in water, sugar, and salt. You put sugar and salt into this?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, so there's only 3 ingredients: belacan, onions, and dried chilies that's been softened in water. So how long does it take to crunch up the anchovies? Not yet, but soon. So you're going to saute the sambal, but it's a lot of oil there. Oh, that's the oil, the remnants from the frying the anchovies and the peanuts. I thought you're going to throw away the.
It's clean.
Huh?
This time I washed all this already.
Okay. So you wash all of the peanuts and anchovies, so the onions, which is a lot, the oil, which was a lot, and now it's none at all. It's been absorbed by the sambal. So the sambal is actually a oil sponge. It sucked up all the oil. Suddenly there was a lot of oil, but now there's none. Wow. That's quite a lot of sambal for this dish here. I'm not going to use all the sambal for this dish. Why not?
You don't have to.
Oh. So how long are you going to keep it fried
And it's fragrant.
when it's fragrant?
The sour asam.
Oh, add in the sour asam.
Then sugar. Sugar and salt to taste.
So you want to make belacan, you have to have heat as well. Well, you've been making belacan without heat, so
Why?
I mean, you've been making sambal without heat, the use of wok or fire, those fresh ones. That
Sambal belacan.
what sambal belacan?
Sambal.
This
Yeah, as a
condiment.
condiment.
So this one is
A dip.
as a dip. So that one is similar.
This one we use dried chilies.
Oh,
The dip we use
oh,
for the dip we use fresh chilies.
oh. Okay. So for making condiments, which is like looking like a sambal that's very red in color, let's substitute the dried chilies which was used here with fresh chilies. And that one, you of course you have to you don't need to use heat for the condiment.
So you roast the belacan.
Roast the belacan.
Roast the belacan and pound it.
So this asam here is going to give you the asami taste, which is sour lah. Huh? Where do you get the asam from?
What?
Bought. And why does a lot of all these cooking shows say that you should not add in the asam remnants in it, like the jelly stuff? Why? Is it too asam, too sour? Too sour. It doesn't gel well.
The sourness is already in the water.
Oh, so there's nothing there lah, like empty jelly that has no taste. So adding water into the mixture of sambal that has a lot of oil in it is going to be quite explosive. So careful there. So it now looks like a molten lava. Don't put the camera too near because it might splatter. So next condiment is our next ingredient will be sugar in the container there. As you can see, how much sugar would be needed to
taste.
to sweeten the sambal?
Add according to taste.
So 1 spoonful of those spoons that you get complimentary from those economy rice stalls. Now about salt.
Hard to taste. What's the belacan? Salty, right?
Belacan is salty because it's made from krill that's been salted. That means preserved with the use of salt. That's why it's salty. Fun fact that this stove that we are using, when you twist it, it's supposed to have some spark, but it does not work at all nowadays because there's no battery. Does it need a battery, this stove?
It has.
Oh, it has. So all we need to do is to change the battery, right? Are you sure there's a battery there?
I don't know. It's flint. Is it flint? It's not working very well.
It's not working at all.
Sometimes
So we are using something very antique, which is this gun thing. How old this is, I'm not sure. Seems to be pretty old.
from Kpop.
This maybe 100 years old.
100 years old.
It makes a spark when you press this thing. It's like a gun. You bring this to a bank and they might shoot you. It looks like a Luger actually from World War II. How it found its way into Southeast Asia, I have no idea. But it's a very useful thing. Old is gold. Maybe about 50 years old, maybe more than that, I guess. Not sure. You have to like do a carbon dating. I don't know how you can carbon date it because it's not made of carbon. It's made of steel, stainless steel kind of. So the sambal, I keep on like mixing up belacan and sambal, thinking that it's the same shit. That's salt. That's just a small teaspoon of salt. So I always think that sambal and belacan is the same thing, where technically belacan is in the sambal, or belacan is part of the sambal. Sambal is made of belacan and onions and chili, whereas belacan is made of krill and salt. Confusing, eh? Yeah, you had a brain the size of a peanut. Yes, it is confusing. So the sambal has been losing its consistency because it's getting drier and drier. Bear in mind, it's made of some water due to the Assam, yeah, Assam water.
The oil rises.
Oil rises.
Almost ready.
It's almost ready. That means if you see oil at the fringes, that means it's ready, right? That means it's separating from the chilies, onions, and belacan. So it's very simple to make this sambal. You can make it until now, then you can cool it, put it in jars, and you put it in the fridge. Then you can take it out from the fridge and use it as a condiment to fry whatever vegetables you want to have fried with sambal, or have spicy vegetables, something like choy sum with this, or kangkong with this, long beans with it. It's a lot of vegetables that can be used with sambal. So the remaining sambal, which was remaining in the wok, will be used to add to the peanuts and fried anchovies. So just now you saw some raw onions, the red type, being put into it. You don't need to add in extra oil because oil is already a lot in the sambal and everything has been thrown in. The peanuts, the anchovies and whatnot. So it's kind of like ready already. You don't need to have the onions cooked all the way because it tastes nice even when it's raw and crunchy. You don't need to have the fire to like take out the agey taste of onions. When it comes to, it's strange that when it comes to onions, you can have it raw or cooked. Both ways is just quite awesome. One way, the raw onions is quite smelly but quite agey and dangerous, whereas the cooked version with oil is kind of like caramelized, sweet and soft. So I think that's about it. Finished already. Let's
Dish it up.
dish it up. Quite a lot of anchovies for 3 people, eh? And sprinkle a bit of green because it's all red. Red is the color of blood and also prosperity. So are you going to garnish it now? No, later. No need to garnish it. And what's the lemongrass doing there?
I put it into the sambal.
Oh, okay. So another mystery ingredient was some of the lemongrass, which I forgot to tell you, or the host forgot to tell you.
That's done.
So that's about it. That's how you make anchovies with peanuts, onions, and sambal.
Leftover sambal.
And extra sambal as well, with lemongrass as the mystery ingredient. So that's about it. See ya.